What's going on, guys? Eric here from MajorLeagueTrading.com, coming at you with a free nightly video here. So we're going to talk about the S&Ps. We're going to talk about some upcoming things this week. A little Costco, a little Nvidia, a little Tesla, a little Apple. So we've got a lot to cover here. First things first, though, I want to start off with kind of what my game plan coming into today was, and then I'll show you guys what it was that I did. So my game plan here today, which I'll pull over the morning plan right up. So if you guys are a part of this, you get this every single morning as part of the MLT team member. And basically what I was looking at this morning, the big thing here was what I'm looking for today is an inside day for the S&Ps with the possibility of a fake out higher up over Friday's highs of 29.53 quarters that then just reverts back towards the opening print. So what ends up happening today, and again, I was on the mic in the trade room and I talked about this. I don't know if we trade 54s, 55s. I wasn't quite sure where we were going to trade up over those, kind of 53 quarters there, but I was not expecting a close above that level. I was expecting a close somewhere down around opening print on the day. So if we look at the markets here on the day, opening prints 29.4150s. We sold off a little bit in the morning, which was fine. That came right down into a support level here of 35 quarters, which we were talking about in the room. It also kind of lined up with a NASDAQ support level that traded down there. And at that same moment in time, we actually ended up having a divergence down here where the Russell did not make new lows and the other markets were. And if we look here, 945 and switch this over to the Russell, you'll see this low was 1491. This low here on 945, which was that low bar in the S&Ps, was 945. So Russell matched the lows to whereas the S&Ps, even the NASDAQ here on the 945 bar, was making new lows on the day. And you can see NASDAQ, these are the levels in NASDAQ. 77.32 quarters here on the bottom there, and then 77.97.75 on the top, which is right where we traded and came back for a inside day pretty much. I mean, again, we popped over Friday's highs there a little bit, which was to be expected, and found resistance right at the level of 97.75s. So we nailed the bottom here on the day. Lows were 24 quarters. We were looking at 32 quarters, so like 8 points. Highs were 99.75s here in the NASDAQ, and the level was 97.75s. So overall, there was a 74.75 point range on the day for the NASDAQ, and basically we were about 10 points off in total from picking the highs and lows of that move for the day. So all in all, good day. Had to have a lot of patience here though with this movement. And for me, personally, I did not take any futures trades here today. The trades that I took today, I have an Apple position on from a swing perspective, which is looking for a move, north of 227.50s. Obviously, we got that today, and that position still has like 11 days to go till expiration. So again, I ended up holding it through this move here. Completely fine with that, just an hourly pullback here in Apple, and looking for continuation higher here over the next 11 days. The other position I have on is Tesla. I am swing long Tesla as well. This was a nice move higher here today. We're going to be running into some resistance up here, 238.85s, 240.83s, and I think once we can get through that, we're good for 247.38s. The trade that ended up being a loser for me on the day was Nvidia, and I'll pull this over. You guys can see Nvidia ended up being a $1,815 loss on the day for me. And what I was doing there, I was trading the 187 half calls here that expire this week. And basically when we had popped kind of up into this, 187.63 to 188.07 zone, on this pushback through here, I anticipated that we were going to be pushing through there. So bought the pullback there, and then the pullback just really never stopped, and stopped out of this position there on Nvidia. So should have been patient, should have waited for the move up over 188.07s there, and then bought pullbacks. Stepped in a little bit early there, and kind of came back to bite me a bit there in Nvidia on the day. The other trade that I took today, which was a winner here, and all in all, I ended up down on the day about 150 bucks here. But Ended up with a $1,497 trade here in Costco. So Costco on the day. This position was up a little over 4,500 bucks at one point here on the highs. And I let this position kind of trail back and took it off. You know, you can see for a $1,497 profit there. But in Costco here, I traded the 290 calls here. Stepped into the long side this morning in Costco. Rode this up, sat through this pullback here, and then right up through in here was when the market really got a big spike. That was when NASDAQ was hitting the resistance level at 97.75s. And basically I held on to Costco there, thinking that it would hold support on any types of pullbacks, and we could get up to 298.53s. Now Costco did manage to, realistically hold support here. It's an hourly pullback. It's not gonna, long-term affect this chart here. I don't think this is the top in Costco for the week by any means, but again, I managed the risk of the position that I had on. Again, it was up a little over 4,500 bucks at one point, so I did give back about $3 grand, and like I said, it ended up down on the day like 150, 180 bucks or so, with Apple being green there and Tesla being green, and Nvidia being the loser and Costco being green. So manage the risk accordingly here and kind of keeping the powder dry for the rest of this week. But right now, in terms of the markets, what I'm looking for here, I'm going to be looking for a little bit more downside action here. We can get a rally in the overnight session and potentially into tomorrow. And then from there, I think some selling pressure is going to come in. Kind of take us, I think we'll kind of shake out a little bit over, 29.49.75s here. So the markets are currently open now. And you can see we're down basically a quarter of a point flat here. So markets really haven't moved. It was a fairly light volume day here overall, but a good trading day here if you were patient and you just kind of stuck with the plan, and we're waiting for either those upper levels to hit here or the lower levels to trade there as well. So all in all, can't complain about the day there.